In the heart of Ireland, where emerald fields stretched to meet the horizon, and ancient whispers seemed to linger in the wind, a series of chilling disappearances would forever haunt the land. It was a period of the 1990s when the Irish countryside was no longer the idyllic haven it once was. A time when the shadows grew longer and secrets festered in the darkness. The Vanishing Triangle was a name etched in fear and mystery, a puzzle that would baffle investigators and send shivers down the spines of those who dared to speak its name. Annie McCarrick, a young woman with dreams of exploring the world, was the first to vanish. She had set out on a solo adventure, only to vanish into thin air, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. As the months wore on, more names were added to the grim roster. Eva Brennan, whose laughter once echoed through the hills. Imelda Keenan, whose vibrant spirit seemed to illuminate the darkest corners. JoJo Dollard, whose absence left a void in the hearts of her loved ones. Each disappearance carried the same eerie pattern: young women, often in their prime, simply vanishing without a trace. The townsfolk whispered in hushed tones, fearing that some malevolent force had taken residence in their midst. Doors were bolted at dusk, and windows were shuttered tight against the encroaching night. The land that had once been a tapestry of warmth and community now exuded an air of unease, where every rustle of leaves and every creak of a floorboard seemed to portend an unspeakable horror. Detective Liam O'Connor was assigned to unravel the web of enigma that clung to the Vanishing Triangle. His investigation took him down winding lanes and overgrown paths, into the heart of rural landscapes that seemed to hold secrets tighter than a mother's embrace. With each step, he felt the weight of invisible eyes upon him. And a chilling wind seemed to whisper warnings that he was treading on sacred, forbidden ground. As the disappearances continued, a pattern emerged that defied explanation. The women were from different walks of life, each with their dreams, desires, and destinies. But the same darkness enveloped them all, a darkness that swallowed them whole and left behind only echoes of sorrow. Detectives struggled to unearth a common thread, while the fear-stricken community searched for meaning in ancient legends and superstitions. The moonlit nights became the backdrop for candlelit vigils and tearful prayers, as families clung to hope like fragile threads in a fraying tapestry. The weight of uncertainty hung heavy, and the once close community began to fray at the edges, suspicion and fear tearing at its very fabric. But it was Deirdre Jacobs' disappearance that sent shockwaves through the entire nation. The headlines screamed in desperation, and the hearts of every Irish citizen seemed to skip a beat. The land itself seemed to mourn, rain falling like tears from the heavens, as if nature itself was weeping for the lost souls. As the years marched on, the Vanishing Triangle left its mark not only on the landscape, but on the collective psyche of the Irish people. It became more than a series of cases. It was a specter that haunted their dreams, a reminder that evil could lurk in the most unsuspecting corners. To this day, the Vanishing Triangle remains an unsolved enigma, a chilling testament to the darkness that can swallow even the most vibrant of lives. The wind that now rustles through the Irish fields carries with it the echoes of those lost, their whispers mingling with the cries of a nation that refuses to forget. And as the shadows lengthen, the haunting question lingers: Could it happen again, in the heart of those hauntingly beautiful hills? In the summer of 2014, the sun-kissed beaches of Bulgaria were supposed to provide the perfect backdrop for German tourist Lars Mittank and his group of friends. They had embarked on what they hoped would be a memorable vacation, a break from the monotony of their everyday lives. However, none of them could have foreseen the chilling events that would soon unfold, forever altering the course of their lives. The group's journey was marked by laughter, late-night beach bonfires, and shared stories. Yet, beneath the surface of their carefree revelry, an unsettling feeling began to take hold. Lars, known for his easygoing nature, exhibited an increasing unease. It started innocuously enough, whispers of strange shadows in the periphery. A fleeting sensation of being watched when no one was around. At first, his friends brushed it off as the result of an overactive imagination fueled by foreign surroundings. But as the days passed, Lars's behavior grew increasingly erratic. It was a balmy evening at a local bar when things took a disturbing turn. A seemingly innocuous disagreement escalated into a heated altercation, leaving Lars with a gash on his forehead. The wound was superficial, but the impact seemed to go beyond the physical. Lars became withdrawn, his once smiling demeanor replaced with a distant gaze. Doctors advised him not to fly due to his head injury, but Lars was determined to return home. His friends, concerned for his well-being, pleaded with him to stay behind and heal. Yet, his resolve was unwavering, and he insisted on taking the flight. Little did anyone know that this decision would set in motion a chain of events that defied all explanation. As the departure day arrived, tension hung in the air like an ominous storm cloud. At the airport, Lars's friends noticed an unsettling shift in his behavior. He seemed paranoid, constantly glancing over his shoulder, his eyes wide with fear. The group's unease deepened as they witnessed Lars's frenzied movements, as though he was driven by an invisible force. Just before the flight's departure, Lars's anxiety reached a crescendo. His eyes darted around the terminal, searching for a threat that only he seemed to perceive. And then, in a moment that would haunt his friends for years to come, Lars suddenly bolted from his seat, leaving behind his belongings, and sprinted through the terminal doors. Security cameras captured his frantic escape as he hurdled a fence and disappeared into the sprawling darkness of an adjacent field. His friends rushed after him, shouting his name into the abyss, but there was no response. They scoured the area for hours, growing increasingly frantic as the minutes turned into hours. But Lars had vanished without a trace. The authorities were called in, launching an exhaustive search operation that spanned days and weeks. Helicopters swept the landscape, search parties combed through the fields, and yet Lars Mittank remained as elusive as a ghost. Rumors circulated that he had become disoriented and injured, succumbing to the wilderness. Others whispered that he had stumbled upon something sinister, something that lurked just beyond the veil of reality. Years have passed since that fateful day, and the mystery of Lars Mittank's disappearance has only deepened. The enigma of his flight, his paranoia, and his desperate escape continue to defy explanation. Some speculate that he fell victim to a predator lurking in the shadows, while others believe he stumbled upon an otherworldly entity that whisked him away to a realm unknown. The beach where Lars once frolicked now stands as a silent sentinel, a witness to a chilling enigma that remains unsolved. His friends have been left to grapple with the haunting memory of his terrified eyes, the echo of his name in the wind, and the inexplicable darkness that swallowed him whole. The story of Lars Mittank serves as a stark reminder that even in the midst of paradise, a sinister abyss can open, and in its depths, ordinary lives can vanish without a trace. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time to become an official member of this channel. Just click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out. If you haven't already, smash that like button to show your support, and let us know you're enjoying the content.